I was a graduate in 1977 from Putnam High School. I took heat and air conditioning and ended up a roofer. Who knows how it goes, you know what I mean? I saw a little ad in the paper and I came down and took the test and I got in, thank God. The educational program at Umass did a lot for me. I learned how to turn a computer on, send out some emails, receive emails, and so forth and so on. You know how it works. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't know how to do that stuff, you know? It's just like learning a trade. You got to show someone how to do it before they know how. That's it. I'm old school, I'm hard-headed. I'm not saying I use the computer every day. I'm saying I have the skills to use it when I need it. If it wasn't for Franny showing me how to operate it and being patient with it, you know, it's frustrating for a guy like me. You know, sometimes the computer works slow, so I've learned to just sit back and use it. It's only a machine. I love this job. It's a nice place. There's nice people. It's a nice environment. Hey, you got benefits. We're doing all right. You know what I mean? I just think of my brothers that I left back in the union trade that are suffering. It's tough. It really is. I'm so glad I'm here. If I wasn't here, I don't know what I'd be doing. And I want to thank all my peers and bosses and everything for having me. I do the best I can, always. That's the truth, right from my heart. You know, I come from a real rough life, man. I'll tell you, my buddies are all dead. Every one of I grew up with 20 guys, are all dead. They're all dead from drugs. I made it. Thank God.
My name is Soltom Dolma. I'm from Tibet. I have been in the United States since 1992 when I came English class first time, and it's hard to understand because I never been in school, and where I came from I don't have schools. Now I feel like I can keep going, and I feel like stronger than before. I feel like I can do it. People talk about something, I say, oh yeah, I remember that. I know what it means, you know. Before that, I feel like sometimes, oh, what they say, you know. When I go visit my country, I can teach them some English and there's some, like, I don't know, a lot of dreams. I feel like I have future. When I take these classes, then so I have some other dreams to make it come true. If I don't take these classes, I feel like world is close to me and I don't know anything. When I go to class and then I read some stories, I feel like, wow, it helps me a lot.
My name's Beth Berry. I work now in the Labor Center and the Sociology Department at UMass. I work with their graduate students in both those departments, and I've been on campus since 1983, so 30 years. I have taken many semesters of the writing workshop for workers, and I've also worked on the Upfront radio show for a couple of years. At one time, I wrote about 250 haikus in 2 weeks, and then another day I just woke up and I thought I could make a book out of those. I just put the haikus and dated them, and I made myself a book. I gave it to people, whether they wanted it or not, and people seemed to appreciate it. I got to read a story that had an old Italian grandfather and kind of say some Italian words. And, you know, who knows why, it just made me so happy. Somebody in our class had asked the women to write, to kind of differentiate between how a woman sees things and this man did. And that was really special because there were young people there, there were, you know, different people than I usually read to in the group. And I got to read this poem about how I saw the world and how it was different than other people see the world. Joe Connolly came up with the main title being We Are More Than You See, meaning that people don't even see the workers on campus so much of the time. You know, we just get things done and kind of fade into the background. But we have lives, we have feelings, and we have a lot to offer. And the other one was called From a Whisper to a Roar, which I really love. I mean, that really seems to talk about how you're this invisible little worker, and then somebody allows you to write or draw or paint or do music or be on the radio, and all of a sudden you have a voice and you go from like a little mousy type to a roar. There are the people you know on campus, for me, graduate students and workers. And so it's just wonderful, you know, to be walking across campus and see somebody driving by in the physical plant truck that I know and can connect with because they've shared in depth in their writing. And so those kinds of connections are what makes this a great place to work. And labor management workplace ed does that in many different ways, like English as a second language and, you know, basic computer skills. And it changes their lives to be able to learn those things in a safe and low pressure environment.
My name is Donna Johnson, and I am the president of the University Staff Association, which are the clerical and technical workers here on campus. There are about 1,000 of us. My role here as president is to help folks to succeed in their jobs and to make sure that our contract is upheld, and to work with whomever we can, folks like Labor Management Workplace Ed, to help those successes happen. It's about people not being able to do their job properly, they're not trained properly, and that's where our connection with Labor Management Workplace Ed comes in. They listen to what our needs are, and they help us by coming up with classes that meet those needs. A lot of people are coming here from off campus that are already proficient in a lot of these programs, so we need to work to get our members there so they have the same opportunity. I think that Labor Management Workplace Ed has been a very successful program. Management side listens to what we need. We've recently taken on this bullying campaign, and it's because Labor Management Workplace Ed has worked so well that I believe we are going to have a huge success with this. Labor, management, students, the workers, everybody needs to be on board with this because it is a serious problem here. And we actually got funding from the chancellor to do this. Because the more we educate ourselves, the more people are going to realize, gee, maybe I've been a bully and don't even realize it. People are in here constantly. I feel their pain, and so it makes it much easier for me to advocate for them because I feel it.
My name is Emilio Valdizón. I am from Nicaragua. I started in my country maybe 4 years. When coming here to Massachusetts, I work here in Umass. I learn a lot English, yeah, because now I understand. And my supervisor, he talk to me, I understand. Before, no understand nothing. Yeah, more comfortable because you understand when they send me for whatever job, okay, Emilio go to clean or whatever, I go, I understand, I'm happy.
Well, I went to the workplace education and it was back in 1999. And Fran told me I could go to college, so I give Fran a history that I can't go to college, but he insists. So I went to the program and it was exciting. So next year I went back and signed up for school. I graduated with honors, which surprised me. Then I went to Disney to do my internship, and I came back to Massachusetts, and then I became the catering chef for the University of Massachusetts. So I've been the catering chef for a while. And anyone that I see that's working and they ask me anything, I try to tell them they should get into this program. My country, when I went to school, the only A I ever got in my life was for attendance. When I come here, everything's a surprise to me. So, but after I graduated from the college through the workplace education program, I flew home and I got a copy of my certificate and I bring it. My grandma's passed away now, but I bought the certificate and I give it to her anywhere at her gravesite because she'd been trying to get me to go to school and learn for years. She tried and tried and tried. So it was pretty cool going home to see my grandma. One thing she told me, one time when I was small, she took me out in the yard and says, Kenny, look at these flowers, you know. And the flowers was blooming and there was one that closed up and I have no idea what she was telling me about till years later. She told me some flowers bloom early, some bloom late. Some people learn early in life and some people learn late in life. So that come to me years later. So the workplace program proved that, and I enjoy it. And I wish everyone should get the opportunity to go to the workplace education program.
My name's Vicki Davis. I'm a maintenance technician for Reelife, actually family housing. I've been on campus 26 lovely years. I've taken several writing classes with Leslie. I really found my voice as a writer, and it was a good outlet. Just if you're frustrated or whatever, even just getting away from work for a few hours once a week, I could come back in a different frame of mind. I've sort of branched out from just doing poetry to writing more extended pieces. There are some very talented people here. You might see them as a maintainer or a maintenance tech like me, but that's not what we are. You know, I'm a writer, I'm a Reiki practitioner. A lot of people don't know that about me. I'm a union steward. I mean, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother. I found my voice. I've met a lot of interesting people from other departments that I would have never met, ever, you know, and find we all have this common bond. You empower people with these classes, be it, you know, English is a second language. I mean, knowledge is power. I've certainly learned to speak up. The classes have helped me with that. With the writing, I think it starts as a very small, little, quiet voice inside of you. And then once you get it put out, finally put it onto paper, it turns into a very loud voice at times, depending what you're trying to express. Something that you've kept deep inside and very quiet can come out there very strongly as a roar instead of just this little whisper, where, you know, it makes people stand up and pay attention. Anyone who has a chance of taking a class, I would suggest that you do so. You're missing out if you don't.